So I'm here to talk about organizational structure. Organizational structure. Organizational structure is the structure of organization which na three items dire the responsibility, authority, and accountability. Because if we're talking about organizational structure, usually by function ang makita nato sa organizational structure from the top up to the bottom, like from the president or from the chief executive officer kutob sa supervisor level o kutob sa ubos nga under nila. So makita nato dito ang mga functions sa organization. And it says here spread also sa organizational structure that it reflects the distribution of responsibility, authority, and accountability. For the organization, para mo-function ang isa ka organization, kailangan jud i-delegate ang mga responsibility. I-delegate ang mga responsibility because the president alone, di na niya mabuhat tanan responsibilities kay siya raman usa. So, that's why kailangan jud og mga tao para mabuhat sa mga responsibility sa isa ka organization. Like ang mga tao nga naa dira sa organization is naay mga respective responsibilities. So segmented, distributed, delegated ang authority depending on the function of the organization. That's why gibuwag ang mga buhatonon sa finance sa like gibuwag ang mga 'di ba by department. So by department nala sila lahi-lahing mga buhatonon mo nang gibuwag ang mga buhatonon sa finance, sa accounting, sa production, sa operations, sa mga IT, sa mga sales ug uban pa. Firms achieve their overall objectives by establishing measurable financial goals for their operational units. Kada functions, kada department, kada group, they are a function of the government of that organization, and they serve its purpose. That's why the organization is a system. May mga independent pero interrelated, interfunctioning na mga units o mga subsystems. So that's all about the organizational structure. So let's proceed to the business segments. Business organization consists of functional units or segments firms organize. Firms organize in Firms organize into segments to promote internal efficiencies through the specialization of labor and cost-effective resource allocations. Manager within Managers within segment can focus their attention on narrow areas of responsibility to achieve higher levels of operating efficiency. Three of the most common approaches include segmentation by our geographic location, product line, and business function. So first is the geographic location. So geographic location. So adi na nakabasahon ang geographic meaning sa geographic location because makita naman sa PPT or sa dire sa slide. And I-explain na naho kung ang saan geographic location. Ang geographic location, this is especially through MNC or multinational corporations. Di bale, if you are wherein you have a business situated here in the Philippines, but also they are operating all around the globe. Di bale, na kay different, di bale sa your business ay sa Jollibee, naapod diri sa Philippines, naapod dito sa Korea, sa Japan, sa USA. So kana nga different branches because ang organization is naka-structure in a way nga nakadepende sa geographical locations. So di bale sa kana nga different branches na ay like kaugalingong mga organizational structure dito na sila kaugalingong head, na kaugalingong head diri sa Philippines, na kaugalingong head diri sa na kaugalingong head dito sa Tokyo, sa USA o sa Korea. Ingana ang geographic location. So the second one is the product line. Product line or by-product line because there are many manufacturing companies nga naka-arrange ang ilang organizational structure according sa product that they produce or according to the product that they sell. Like for example, division product X, Y, and Z. Sa division product X, nasa dyan kaugalingong research and development, finance, marketing, and manufacturing. Si kuan po si Division Product Y na po siya kaugalingong research and development, marketing, finance, and manufacturing. Si kuan po si Product X Z na po siya kaugalingong ingato. So sa objective ani para ma-focus nila ang ilang mga products na under nila para makakonsentrate sila sa ilang mga buhatonon. Kay kung usara nilang tanan, like kung usaray mo manage sa tanang product sa division XYZ, murag mas lisod, mas inefficient siya. So kailangan jud og naay kaugalingong organizational structure ang product, ang different product nga ilang gi-produce. Mao na ang by product line. The last one is the business function. Functional segmentation divides the organization into the specialized responsibilities based on task. The functional areas are determined according to the flow of primary resources through the firm. Examples of business function segments are marketing, production, finance, and accounting. And this whole is will discussed later by the next reporters because it's about functional segmentation. So, ay hinata sa chart sa katahong giingon ganina sa figure dash 7. So, dire mo ang the flows of responsibility, authority, and accountability through the organization. Dire, mauna dire ang flow sa responsibility, authority, accountability through the organization. Kay, makita na to sa chart, like sa top is the president, then sa second line is the president from the different department, mo na ang which is kanang marketing, vice president sa marketing, production, finance, and computer service. Then sa under sa production is naay tulo ka manager nga mo manage sa ana nga production, which is ay katong sa manager sa plant 1, plant 2, and 3. Then sa manager nga plant 2, na po jay 3 units. So na po mo manage ana sa kanang nga tulo nga units, which is kana si manager unit number 1, 2, and 3. Mo na siya ang murag example sa organizational chart that shows the responsibility, authority, and accountability through the organization.
Functional segmentation. It is the process of organizing a business into distinct functional areas based on resources such as materials, labor, financial capital, and information. Each function plays a specific role in ensuring smooth operations and overall efficiency. Segmentation by business function is the most common method of organizing. In business organizations, segmentation by function is a common way to structure operations. This method ensures that different aspects of the business are managed efficiently by dividing responsibilities among specialized departments. A manufacturing company typically relies on 4 primary resources: materials, labor, financial capital, and information. Each of these resources corresponds to specific business functions that enable smooth operations. To illustrate it, we will assume a manufacturing firm that uses these resources: the materials, the labor, the financial capital, and information. So now, in table 1-2, it shows the relationship between functional segments and these resources. First, the materials. These are essential for production-related activities and are linked to inventory management, production, marketing, and distribution. Effective use of materials ensures that products are manufactured efficiently, marketed effectively, and delivered to customers in a timely manner. Then, the labor. This represents human resources and is linked to the personnel management. Proper management of labor involves hiring, training, and ensuring that employees are motivated and productive. So, the financial capital. This is the money required for business operations and is directly related to the financial function. Finance departments manage budgeting, investment, cost control, and financial planning to ensure business sustainability. Lastly, the information. This is crucial for decision making and is linked to accounting and information technology. Accounting ensures financial transparency, while IT supports data processing and communication, enabling smooth business operations. By categorizing business functions based on their resource dependencies, this table emphasizes the interconnected nature of business operations, where each function relies on specific resources to perform effectively. So now, we will discuss the three functional areas in which the rest will be covered by my co-member. First, we have the materials management. The objective of materials management is to plan and control the materials inventory of the company. A manufacturing firm must have sufficient inventories on hand to meet its production needs and yet avoid excessive inventory levels. Every dollar invested in inventory is a dollar that is not earning a return. Furthermore, idle inventory can become obsolete, lost, or stolen. Ideally, a firm would coordinate inventory arrivals from suppliers such that they move directly into the production process. As a practical matter, however, most organizations maintain safety stocks to carry them through the lead time between placing the order for inventory and its arrival. So in short, the objective of materials management is to ensure that the company has enough inventory to meet production demands without overstocking. Holding too much inventory can be costly because stored goods may become obsolete, take up warehouse space, or even get damaged. Do you now understand? Now let's proceed with the three sub-functions of material management. First is the purchasing, which is responsible for ordering inventory from vendors when inventory levels fall to the reorder points. The nature of this task varies among organizations. In some cases, purchasing is no more than sending a purchase order to a designated vendor. In other cases, this task involves soliciting bids from a number of competing vendors. The nature of the business and the type of inventory determine the extent of the purchasing function. Purchasing is responsible for ordering inventory when stock levels are low. In some businesses, this is as simple as sending an order to a regular supplier. In others, companies compare prices from different vendors to get the best deal. For example, a restaurant may regularly order vegetables from the same supplier, while a car factory might request quotes from multiple steel providers to find the best price. Understand? So for the next one is receiving. It is the task of accepting the inventory previously ordered by purchasing. Receiving activities include counting and checking the physical condition of these items. This is an organization's first and perhaps only opportunity to detect incomplete deliveries and damaged merchandise before they move into the production process. So receiving involves checking and accepting the inventory that was ordered. This step ensures that the goods are complete and in good condition. For example, a clothing store receives a shipment of shoes will count the boxes and check for any damage before putting them on display. If damaged materials go unnoticed, it could lead to poor quality and dissatisfied customers. Now lastly, we have stores. Stores takes physical custody of the inventory received and releases these resources into the production process as needed. This refers to the physical storage of inventory. A pharmaceutical company must store raw materials like chemical and active ingredients in a controlled environment to ensure they remain effective. If improperly stored, these materials may expire or lose potency, leading to the significant financial losses. So proper materials management ensures businesses have the right materials at the right time, minimizing waste and maximizing efficiency. Now let's proceed to the production. Production activities occur in the conversion cycle in which raw materials, labor, and plant assets are used to create finished products. The specific activities are determined by the nature of the products being manufactured. In general, they fall into two broad classes: the primary manufacturing activities and production supporting activities. Primary manufacturing activities shape and assemble raw materials into finished products. Production support activities ensure that primary manufacturing activities operate efficiently and effectively. These include, but are not limited to, the following types of activities. Production planning. It involves scheduling the flow of materials, labor, and machinery to efficiently meet production needs. This requires information about the status of sales orders, raw materials in inventory, finished goods inventory, and machine and labor availability. So production planning schedules the movement of materials, workers, and machines to ensure efficient production. It requires real-time data on sales order, inventory levels, and workforce availability. Without proper planning, companies may experience production delays, material shortages, or wasted resources. For example, a car manufacturing plant must plan how many vehicles to produce each day. Based on customer demands, if demand for SUVs increases, the company must adjust its production schedule to allocate more labor and materials to SUV assembly lines while ensuring sedans and trucks are still produced efficiently. So did you understand what production planning is? Now let's proceed to quality control. Quality control monitors the manufacturing process at various points to ensure that the finished products meet the firm's quality standards. Effective quality controls detects problems early to facilitate corrective action. Failure to do so may result in excessive waste of materials and labor. Quality control ensures that products meet company standards by inspecting and testing them at different stages. Catching defects clearly prevents material waste and costly recalls. Poor quality control can lead to customer complaints, product returns, and damage to a company's reputation. So for example, a smartphone manufacturer tests each phone's screen, battery, and camera before packaging. If a batch of phones has faulty screens, they are fixed or discarded before reaching customers, preventing negative reviews and returns. Understood? So now, we go to maintenance. Maintenance keeps the firm's machinery and other manufacturing facilities in running order. The manufacturing process relies on its plant and equipment and cannot tolerate breakdowns during peak production periods. Therefore, the key to maintenance is prevention. The scheduled removal of equipment from operations for cleaning, servicing, and repairs. Many manufacturers have elaborate preventive maintenance programs. To plan and coordinate these activities, maintenance engineers need extensive information about the history of equipment and future scheduled production. Maintenance keeps production equipment in good working to prevent breakdowns that could have manufacturing. Preventive maintenance involves cleaning, repairing, and replacing machine parts before they fail. This is especially important in industries where production must run continuously. For example, a textile factory schedules routine maintenance on its weaving machine to avoid sudden breakdowns during peak production. If a machine stops working unexpectedly, it can delay fabric production and result in missed delivery deadlines. Now, so for the third functional area discussed by me, which is marketing. So the marketplace needs to know about and have access to a firm's products. The marketing function deals with the strategic problems of product promotion, advertising, and market research. On an operational level, marketing performs such daily activities as sales order entry. So I'm going to explain to you these four strategic problems. First is product promotion. Product promotion involves using various techniques to make customers aware of product and encourage them to buy it. Companies use methods such as discounts, special offers, and sponsorships to attract buyers. So for the next one is advertising. Advertising spread awareness about the product through different media channels such as TV, social media, billboards, and online ads. Businesses carefully choose where to advise based on their target audience. So for the third one is market research. Market research helps businesses understand customer preferences, industry trends, and competitor strategies. Companies analyze consumer behavior through surveys, sales data, and feedback to improve their products and marketing efforts. And lastly, we have sales order entry. On an operational level, marketing also involves processing customer orders. Businesses must ensure orders are recorded correctly and fulfilled on time to maintain customer attraction. Now, did you understand what marketing is? Now let's take a look in the figure 1-8, functional areas of a firm. I have already discussed the three areas, the materials management, production, and marketing. I'm just going to summarize what's in the figure. So, under materials management includes the purchasing, the receiving, and stores to handle inventory and supplies. Production. In the production, divided to manufacturing support activities for creating and maintaining products. For marketing, consists of promotion, advertising, market research, and sales to attract and engage customers. This chart highlights how different departments contribute to a company's operations.
Distribution involves delivering products to customers after a sale, making it a crucial step in the sales process. Issues such as delays in order fulfillment, incorrect shipments, or damaged products can lead to customer dissatisfaction and lost sales. Success in distribution relies on accurate order fulfillment, proper packaging, and prompt shipping. Right after marketing, people are aware of the products that you sell, and for some instances, they want to buy the products of yours. So, in order for customers to receive the products or for the company to generate sales, we need to distribute it. So, here's the distribution arm in charge of warehousing and shipping. Material management in charge for warehousing and shipping, and materials management for the materials that are used. Then, once produced or nahimo na ang product, then it should be stored in the warehouse. Then, if there's a customer who wants to buy the product, then the shipping department is responsible for this. So, since most of us are familiar with online shopping and we know that when we want to buy some products, then these are the companies such as the SPX, GNT, LBC, Ninja Van, and etc. that are responsible for handling the products to the rightful customers or owners. And this engager distribution cannot be made possible without the companies or people. So personnel. Competent and reliable employees are essential assets for a business, and the personnel function aims to manage this resource effectively. A robust personnel function encompasses recruiting, training, ongoing education, counseling performance evaluation, labor relations, and compensation administration. Personnel. To maintain people or workers, personnel are in charge of this. The human resources or HR are the ones who are involved in recruitment. If we need workers because either we need to add employees in production or additional support, personnel are responsible for the recruitment. And right after recruitment, before starting, employees should or must be trained first because they are not yet aware of what they need to do, or some of them are not aware of how or on how to operate or handle things that they are tasked with. And as for employees, we provide proper remuneration. They'll receive benefit compensation such as medical coverage, life insurance policies, mental health coverage, retirement planning, family and sick leave, and depending on what the company offers. And for some instances, if they are lost or they need some advice, either they are having hard time or they want career growth, then there's counseling, accommodation, and personnel or the human resources that are responsible for that. So next is finance. Finance. So, the finance function oversees a firm's financial resources through activities like banking, treasury management, portfolio management, credit evaluation, and cash flow management. Due to the cyclical nature of business, firms often experience fluctuations between excess funds and cash deficits. Financial planners respond by seeking profitable investment and securing low-cost credit lines from banks. Additionally, the finance function manages the daily cash inflows and outflows of the firms. Finance, such as the physical resources, our assets, cash, and capital in more particular. So, portfolio management, treasury credit cash disbursement, and cash receipts are in charge and responsible for this department. Portfolio management is responsible in optimizing the performance of financial assets, and the activities include such as asset allocation, risk management, and investment strategies. As for the Treasury, they are responsible in managing the organization's liquidity and financial risk, and their activities includes cash management, financing strategies, and ensuring the availability of funds. Credit. Credit is responsible in assessing and managing credit risk, and activities includes evaluating credit worthiness of customers, setting credit limits, and monitoring accounts receivable. Cash disbursement. So, cash disbursement is responsible in overseeing the outflow of cash. Activities includes processing payments, managing expenses, and ensuring compliance with the policies. Cash receipts. So, cash receipts manage incoming cash flow. Activities includes recording payments, managing collections, and reconciling accounts.
So we have the accounting function. If you wonder why we have the separate function for accounting and finance, it is because we need to separate those who are in charge of the management of resources to those who are in charge of the record keeping. The accounting is the one who is in charge of the accounting financial information, while the finance is in charge for the actual physical resources, such as cash and cash disbursement receipts. The reasons why we separate those is to avoid the possible frauds and errors. Okay, if ever na the person who is in charge of the finance are also in charge of the accounting department, there are possibility that they would cover up the mistake they made. So accounting function. Accounting function manages the firm's financial information resources of the firm. In this regard, it plays the two important roles in the transaction processing. First, accounting records and captures the financial effects of firm's transaction. This includes events such as the movement of raw materials from warehouse to production, the shipment of finished products to the customers, the cash flow into the firm and deposit into the bank, the acquisition of the inventory, and the discharge of financial obligation. Second, the accounting function distributes their transaction information to operations personnel to coordinate many of their key tasks. Accounting activities that contributes directly to the business operations includes inventory control, the cost accounting, the payroll, the accounts payable, accounts receivable, billing, fixed asset, and the general ledger. Accounting is a big group. So pag dako ang mga corporation na gihandle or mga multinational corporations, isa na sila mga subgroups and subdepartments. Now, natin gitawag na value of information. Value of information because we are dealing with the financial information here. Let us take note that the value of information is determined by its reliability. Monitoring natin sa mga accounting department. They need to prove that they are reliable, that the information they give and the information they present to the readers and users are all reliable. And in order for the information to be reliable, it should possess a certain attributes such as relevance, accuracy, completeness, summarization, and timeliness. Relevant. So, the accounting information should be relevant because it is one of the bases of the businesses and corporation in making decisions. This is where they assess the performance of the company, kung maayo ba ang dagan sa isa ka company or dili. It needs to be relevant para ma-identify nila ang mga potential issues and to be able to plan for the future growth of the company by understanding the financial position. Kaya if dili siya relevant, it won't be useful to the business or corporation and this might lead to failure. Next, we have the accuracy. The accounting information must be accurate. So as what I said earlier, that accounting information is one of the bases in making decisions of the company or businesses. The accurate accounting information function is crucial because it enables the business or corporation to make uninformed decisions about their operations, that manages the cash flow effectively, comply tax regulation, and maintains credibility with stakeholders by presenting an accurate information. An inaccurate accounting information can lead to poor decision making, missed opportunities, and might have the legal issues. Next is we have the completeness and summarization. The accounting information should always be complete. It should be transparent and fully disclose the information to avoid the doubts and fraud. And it should also be summarized for a clear and concise overview of the company's financial status and performance over a specific period, making it easier for the users to understand the complex financial data. And lastly, timeliness. The accounting department should ensure that accounting function provides the information at the recent period to disclose the recent financial status of the company. This is to be able to make an informed and right decisions for the errors that happens recently. So need nila ang timely report in the accounting information to be able to assess for the errors and minimize the damages that may occur. So next is the accounting independence. Accounting independence information's reliability rests heavily in the concept of accounting independence. So I need to state na those nga nasa accounting department should not be biased in the organization or sa management or in any particular group. Dapat independent sila and should always be loyal to the business or corporation. So dili sila dapat masunod sa kung unsay gingon sa naa sa higher position. Nga ingan ni buhatan nga ingan ni dapat nimo himuon nga ingan ni isuwat sa mo report. It is because they should follow the accounting standards. For example, accounting monitors the record and movement of the raw materials into production and the sale of finished goods to customers. Accounting authorizes purchases of raw materials and disbursement of cash payments to the vendors and employees. Accounting supports this function with information but does not actively participate in the physical activities. So, di ba niyo ko ganina nga lahi ang mo work for the physical activities lahi ang sa accounting department. This means that accounting plays a crucial role in tracking, monitoring, and documenting financial aspects of the business activities, such as purchasing of raw materials and the sale of finished goods. However, accounting does not directly engage in the physical process like manufacturing and handling inventories. Instead, it provides a financial data and supports to ensure that its activities are properly documented and that financial transactions, such as payments to vendors or employees, are authorized and recorded accurately. So that's it for the accounting function.
The IT function is associated with information resource. Its activities can be organized in a number of different ways. One extreme structure is the centralized data processing approach. At the other extreme is the distributed data processing approach. Most organizational structures fall somewhere between these extremes and embody elements of both. Centralized data processing. Under the centralized data processing model, all data processing is performed by one or more large computers housed at a central site that serve users throughout the organization. Figure 1 to 9 illustrate this approach in which IT activities are consolidated and managed as a shared organization resource. End users compete for these resources on the basis of need. The IT function is usually treated as a cost center whose operating costs are charged back to the end users. These include database administration, data processing, and systems development and maintenance. The key functions of each these areas are described next. Figure 1 to 9 illustrate a centralized data processing approach. Imagine a company where all the important information and computer work happens in one central location. So the big circle in the middle, which is IT services, think of this as a central hub, the main computer department. It's where all the data processing magic happens. This department has all the computers, software, and people who manage the company's information. So the circle around the edge, which is marketing, finance, production, distribution, accounting. These represent different departments within the company. Each department needs information to do its job effectively. So the arrows pointing towards the IT services, which is data. This arrow shows that each department sends its raw data to the central IT services department. For example, The marketing department might send in sales figures, or the production department might send in data about how many products were made. Next is arrows pointing away from IT services. Information after the IT services. Department processes the data. It sends back full useful information to each department. So, marketing might receive reports on which productions are selling best, and production might get information on how efficiently the factory is running. So, the special arrow, cost chargeback. This arrow shows that the central IT services department charges the other departments for the work it does. Think of it like an internal bill. This makes each department aware of the costs of using IT resources. In simple terms, imagine a big company with different departments. Instead of each department having its own computers, they all send the information to one central computer department. This department processes the information and sends back useful reports. The departments then pay the central computer department for their service. So let me explain the figure 1 to 10. This report analyzes the structure of a centralized IT function as depicted in figure 1 to 10, outlining the flow of information and responsibilities within the system. Starting with the business organizations department and progressing through the IT components. The business organization departments are composed of four key departments. First is the marketing. The marketing is responsible for promoting the company's products or services. In the context of the IT system, marketing likely interacts with the system for tasks such as campaign management, customer relationship management, which we call CRM, and market analysis. Data generated by marketing activities flows into the system for processing and analysis. The second is computer services. This department acts as the central hub for all IT related activities within the organization. It houses the various IT functions described below and serves as the interface between the business departments and the technical infrastructure. Next is production. This department is responsible for the actual creation of the company's products or services. It relies on the IT system for production planning, inventory, management, process control, and potentially computer-aided design or computer-aided manufacturing, which we call CAD or CAM application. Next is finance. This department handles the financial aspects of the business, including the accounting, budgeting, payroll, and financial reporting. The IT system supports finance through application for journal ledger, accounts payable or receivable, and financial analysis. The computer services department is further divided into three core functions, which are systems development. This function is responsible for designing, developing, and implementing new software applications to meet the evolving needs of the business. It is further broken down into new systems development, which means focuses on creating entirely new applications. Next is systems maintenance, handles ongoing maintenance and updates to existing systems to ensure their continued functionality and stability. Next is database administration. This function manages the organization's data resources, ensuring data integrity, security, and availability. It encompasses tasks such as database design, performance tuning, backup and recovery, and data dictionary management. Next is data processing. This function is responsible for the day-to-day operation of the computer systems, including data entry, validation, processing, and report generation. It is also divided into data control, ensures the accuracy and completeness of data entering the system. Data conversion transforms data from various sources into a format compatible with the system. Next is computer operations. Manages the physical operation of the computer, hardware, and software, including job scheduling, system monitoring, and troubleshooting. Last is data library. Maintains the storage and retrieval of data and program files, often using tape libraries or other archival systems. So, this diagram illustrates a hierarchical structure with clear lines of authority and responsibility. The business departments, such as marketing, production, and finance, interact with the computer services department to request IT support and provide data for processing. Computer services, through its various functions, processes this data provides information back to the relevant departments. For example, marketing may submit sales data to computer services for analysis. The data processing function would handle the data entry, validation, and processing, while database administration ensures the data is stored efficiently and securely. The systems development team might develop specific applications for marketing to track campaign performance or manage customer interactions. The figure clearly depicts a centralized IT system characterized by all IT functions reside within the computer services department, providing a single point of control for all IT related activities. So, figure 1 to 10 provides a clear representation of a centralized IT function within a business organization. It highlights the key departments involved, the core IT functions, the flow of information within the system. Understanding the structure is crucial for managing IT resources effectively and ensuring alignment with the overall business objectives. While figure illustrates a traditional approach, it is important to note that modern IT organizations often adopt more decentralized or hybrid models to address the evolving needs of business in today's dynamic environment. However, the fundamental principles of data management, systems development, and IT operations remains relevant. Distributed data processing. Distributed data processing, which we call DPP, is an alternative to centralized models involving the reorganization of IT functions into small information processing units, which we call IPUs, for end user control. This can be based on business function or location. DDP has revolutionized business operations, but it has both advantages and disadvantages, making it a complex and potentially costly. Disadvantages of DDP. We should bear in mind that disadvantages of DDP might also be described as the advantages of a centralized approach. The discussion focuses on important issues that carry control implications that accountants should recognize. The loss of control is one of the most serious disadvantages of DDP. Other potential problems include the inefficient use of resources, the destruction of audit trails, inadequate segregation of duties, and increased potential for programming errors and system failures, and the lack of standards. Specific problems are examined in the following section. First is mismanagement of organization-wide resources. Some argue that over 5% of the total operations budget should be controlled and monitored centrally for information processing services, arguing that distributing responsibility leads to mismanagement. Second is redundant tasks. Autonomous systems development activities can lead to user areas reinventing the wheel, creating high levels of data redundancy and designing common application programs and shared data. Third is sharing hiring qualified professionals. And user management struggle to assess computer professional candidates' technical credentials due to lack of knowledge and limited opportunities for personal growth, leading to programming errors and system failures in small organizational units. Next is consolidating incompatible activities. The IT function distribution to individual user areas creates small units, allowing incompatible functions to overlap, violating internal control by allowing the same person to program application, maintain systems, and operation equipment. Next is lack of standards. DDP environments and even application of standards for system development, programming languages, hardware, software, and performance evaluation raises concerns among opponents who argues consistent application of these standards is crucial. Hardware and software incompatibility. Distributing hardware and software purchases to management can lead to uncoordinated decisions, as makers may choose incompatible systems, disrupting communication and deteriorating organizational operations.
The most commonly cited advantages of DDP are related to cost saving, increased user satisfaction, and improved operational efficiency. One is the cost reduction. It's a small-scale computer system lower data processing cost by decentralizing tasks that would otherwise require a large centralized system. This reduces development and maintenance expenses while increasing efficiency. Number two is improved cost control responsibility. Decentralization gives managers greater financial control over the specific department of operations. This autonomy leads to better decision making and accountability, improving overall management effectiveness. Number three is improve user satisfaction. Since users have more control over system resources and can actively participate in system development, IT professionals can be more responsive to their needs. This increases morale and productivity and system efficiency. The last one is backup and disaster recovery. DDP enhances business continuity by distributing transactions across multiple locations. If one site experiences failure, other sites can maintain operation, ensuring resilience against disasters. So overall, the passage underscores how DDP can improve cost efficiency. While DDP has a prestigious appeal, organizations must carefully evaluate its economic and operational feasibility before adopting it. Some businesses have implemented DDP without ensuring it aligns with their objectives, leading to ineffective and counterproductive results. Decision makers should thoroughly assess its true benefits rather than being influenced by symbolic advantages. Accountants play a crucial role in this evaluation process. Database administration is a process of managing an organization's data resources in a structured and efficient way. This function is usually centralized, meaning that all end users access a shared database instead of managing separate data files. A database administrator is responsible for ensuring that database is secure, reliable, efficient, and backed up. Without proper database administration, companies may face security risk, slow performance, data corruption, and compliance violence. A well-managed database ensures smooth operations and better decision-making. Every organization relies on information system to manage data, automate processes, and improve decision-making. This system must be developed to meet business needs and maintained to ensure they remain functional and efficient over time. The participants in system development includes system professionals, end users, and the stakeholders, where system professionals include system analysts, database designers, and programmers who design and build the system. System professionals gather facts about the user's problem, analyze the facts, and formulate a solution. The products of their effort is a new information system. End users are those for whom the system is built. They are the managers who receive reports from the system and the operation personnel who work directly with the system as part of their daily responsibilities. Where the stakeholders are individuals inside or outside the firm who have an interest in the system but are not end users. They include management, internal auditors, and consultants who oversee system development.